Not necessarily. Um, Quite often, Japanese managers think, well, if you're doing a good job, you don't need to be told. So just carry on, and they don't say anything. If you do want to find out what a Japanese manager really thinks, you might have to actually proactively approach them yourself and either ask for feedback or show that you've reflected on what you've done and make suggestions to them about how you might improve. They're not used to it, Japanese managers. They don't get have probably never received much positive feedback in their own careers, and especially not having to do it in English. In Japan, it's thought that it'd be a bit childish, like also rather it'd be rather like looking after a child by sort of patting them on the head and saying, "Oh, what a good job you've done," and that you shouldn't treat mature adults like that. You should let them think for themselves about what needs to be improved. You either get a lot more work given to you by your Japanese manager because they like what you've done so far and they think that you're capable of doing more, or you might have to take them out or let them take you out for a drink or a coffee. Just get them away from the office, and then when they've relaxed a bit, they might start to tell you some more positive things on a more informal basis. They might worry whether you're really being sincere. As I said, it's not particularly common in Japan to give positive feedback or receive positive feedback. And they worry that it's almost a kind of form of sarcasm by overpraising somebody, and that there's actually some kind of hidden message somewhere. And I think also they feel themselves that there is always room for improvement, the sort of famous Japanese concept of kaizen, continuous improvement. And so that even if you've told me that this is good enough, I'm sure there is something that I could do better next time. It's kind of a compound of two words, homegoroshi. Home meaning to praise, and goroshi or korosu meaning to kill. So it's killing somebody with praise. Not killing the person so much, but perhaps killing the message. So it could be that you're overpraising in a sarcastic way, or it could be that you've killed the real message where there is some kind of constructive feedback that you're trying to give, but you've overdone the flattery around it. I quite often use the analogy of a hamburger when I talk about giving feedback in different cultures. If your boss is American, they may well give you the full burger, meaning it's got the bun and it's got the meat inside. So they start off with something positive. They'll say, for example, I really like the way that your report was laid out. It was very well constructed. And then they'll go for the meat. So after the bun with the sesame seeds on top comes the actual burger. And that'll be something perhaps more critical, like, but the data was incomplete on page 64. I need you to redo this by Friday. And then they'll finish off with the lower part of the bun, something like, but overall, I thought the conclusions of the report were correct and very much on point. Um, but if you're dealing with people, perhaps Germans, they find that kind of full burger really irritating. It's kind of like a waste of time. You give me all these sort of insincere flattery things. I just want to hear the truth. So just get to the point. What is it you want? Don't waste my time with this flattery. If you've got a Japanese boss, they often sort of joke that actually there's no beat meat or bun. You've just got to smell the meat, that there's something not quite right. I think it already is being normalized in Japanese culture because just like in the rest of the world, the younger generation coming through now are much more used to sort of social media, likes, hearts, that kind of thing. Um, and they expect it straight away. They don't expect to have to sort of wait several years to get promoted to find out that they're doing a good job. So Japanese managers are definitely having to give more feedback more quickly in Japanese. So hopefully that will mean that eventually they'll feel more comfortable doing it in English as well.